Alrighty, so I'm laying back down again. I only came in here to kind of talk a few minutes. You may ask, Richard, why is your campfire so close to your camp, to your shelter? And why is your firewood so gosh darn close to both your camp, shelter, and your fire? Well, that's because tonight I don't want to get up and grab wood. I can just reach it right here. I can just whoop, grab what I want here, toss it into the fire there. I'm not going to have a huge roaring fire. And I did find some bricks right there and made a little somewhat circle, semicircle. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. And there's a bunch of dirt right there, I dug a little hole. If for some reason I find that it's not safe, or if it's causing me trouble, and I'll just put it out and not deal with it. But I think it's going to be effective, efficient, and fun. So, true to my nature, I'm much more active later in the day than I am in mornings or middays. So, I don't know here, let me look real quick. Okay, it's 6 o'clock now. So I've been working for about a half hour collecting firewood. I started a little patch right here for just small tinder. I've got this here, and I've got some larger stuff here, and then that was the pile there. I've got that pile in the fire pit, and then I've got a good chunk underneath in the shelter itself, just in case it happens to rain. Then I have some tinder that I can actually use. That might protect it a little bit, not a whole lot. I could build an actual shelter somewhere out here for firewood, and I might end up doing that. I mean, it'll be a project that I can possibly do real close, maybe right there, and just build a little shelter of some sort for firewood only. I've got, now I for real literally have plenty of firewood for tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got like 5 stacks of firewood right now, but I'm still going to gather up some, because the more I gather up now, the less I have to gather up later. And this, of course, is not going to be my first trip out here. Or let me take that back. This may be my first night out here, but it won't be my last. That's what I intended on saying. So anyway, the more firewood I gather up now, the less I have to gather up later. And it's already been shown to me, because it rained for at least a couple hours today. Even when it rains out here, there's still plenty of dry wood that I can gather. So I don't think I'm going to have any problems finding wood. So I'm gonna meander about a little bit and try to find something to do for another couple hours. I still probably have 2 or 3 hours before it gets dark. So I'm gonna find something to keep myself occupied until it gets late, and then I'll get inside the shelter. I don't know, start a little fire. Maybe tell myself some ghost stories and scare me. Alrighty, so I've started another pile over here. This is just, I'm not really breaking much of it. I'm trying to break it down to somewhat decent pieces, but I'm not breaking it down by any means. I'm just gathering it up and tossing it right here behind, well, somewhat beside camp here, towards the rear. All I'm doing is just walking around, and that I got a bunch from right there. All I'm doing is just picking it up off the ground and taking it over there. Like, okay, for example here, right here, just grab this piece right here, and I'm just walking it back and breaking it down slightly, and then just tossing it in this pile over here, because I'm not doing a whole lot right now, and the more wood I gather today on this first trip, the less I'll have to gather later. So it'll be here for me, and that's the beauty of this. This is one of the beauties of having this spot, is I can gather stuff up and leave it here, and I could leave my gear here. I'm not going to, but I could, and I feel pretty comfortable that it wouldn't disappear. I'm not 100% sure. There are people who live nearby. I don't know if one of them ever wander around through here, so I'm not actually going to leave my gear, but I do feel comfortable enough leaving these firewood piles around. So I'm going to continue on my gathering and get back with you here in a little. Alrighty, update. Firewood's going well. I'm moving at a snail's pace, not because I'm tired, not because no other reason other than the fact that I'm in survival mode, and everything I do exerts energy, and I don't need to exert any more energy than I have to. Now I'm going to gather firewood until I feel like I'm done. I mean, if I tire myself out, I tire myself out. It's not like it's a bad thing. But I'm going slow because I don't have to go fast. I've been relaxing most of the day, so I don't have to, this looks good, I'll pick this piece up. So I'm picking little pieces up like this and just walking back to camp. Am I exerting a lot more energy and effort because I'm probably doing 5 trips when I could do 1? Maybe. But I don't care. I mean, I'm only out here one night, and I know that. I've got enough of food to last me at least a month. And I got enough of water to last me 2 or 3 days at least. And that's just, I mean, I got that creek. And I know I said that I wouldn't want to drink out of it because water's coming from that field. But if any emergency situation, I would. And fire could be the most important aspect of survival. Fire is what separates us from all other animals on this planet. It is our control of fire. Fire gives us warmth. Fire gives us protection. Fire gives us the ability to purify water and to cook food. So I would say that it is possible that fire is the most important aspect of survival, because without it, you don't have a lot of stuff. I wouldn't want to eat raw meats that I hunted and gathered out in the woods. I wouldn't want to eat anything like that raw. Maybe we could have a few 100,000 years ago, but our bodies aren't designed for that now. We can't do that. So we need fire. And if we're going to have fire, we're going to need wood. Oh yeah, this whole thing is going to go with me here eventually. So I'll gather up wood, take it back to the camp. Wood equals fire, fire equals life.